The sheep are in the meadow and the kine in the court. The lies along in the bed, bonny and cold. The sheep are in the meadow and the kine in the court. The lies along in thy bed, bonny and mold. The sheep are in the meadow and the kine are in the court. The lies along in the bed, bonny and mold. The sheep are in the meadow and the kine are in the The lies along in the bed, bonny and mold. The sheep are in the meadow and the kine are in the court. The lies along in thy bed, bonny and mold.
Good evening, my friends. Welcome to what is expected to be part 5 and the last one for my Blood and Wine New Game Plus Death March walkthrough. First, a very quick formal apology. This stream was originally scheduled for yesterday, and I hope that it didn't cause too much inconvenience for you guys, but CD Projekt Red announced very unexpected, at least to me, a live stream related to Gwent for yesterday, 6th of June, so I've decided actually to not compete with this, because I myself was interested what the next patch of Gwent is going to bring us. So I stood in front of my PC and I watched the live stream, which was really fun and interesting. And of course I've done a video and written coverage with all the notes from the upcoming patch for Gwent. Now, we are about to complete Beyond Hill and Dale, and we're entering the very last part, which is extremely heavy on cinematics. And we still have quite a few choices to make, where I will give you guys the chance to make as many choices as possible. What Geralt is going to do or say, and how the game is basically going to end. I know that many of you are familiar with the story, you've played it before, or you've watched videos about it before, so please keep the spoilers to minimum in the chat, so that everybody can actually enjoy what they're watching on the screen. Sounds weird, I know. Anyway, let's jump down and we'll go back to Beauclair. This live stream is expected to be between 60 and probably 80 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to complete the story. It's not just about the final bonus boss, there is a lot more to be done and seen. It's a little bit worrying that there is such a long loading screen here. I speak about 2.5 languages and I understand about 4 probably, roughly. Why do you ask that?
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to...
hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary, thus I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying manipulator you are?
Here you go. First option for you guys to make a choice for me. Regis, calm down. Both of you stop it. Or, Syanna, don't start a fight. You can't win. Hey, Oscar, don't be shy. Don't delete that message. Alright, let's give it a few seconds for the stream to catch up. I believe the delay is extremely low, as it has been for the foreseeable amount of previous live streams. You think we should go with number 3, Scold Syanna? A few more seconds if anybody else wants to vote. Oh, look at that tense music, and all of the characters are just staring at each other. I'm going with number 3.
Syanna, you've already run afoul of one vampire. Don't start a fight with another, all right?
Then tell said other vampire to stop taunting me.
I shall do my utmost.
Let's go. Really want to be done with this.
That's unusual long. The game has always been running on an SSD for all of these nearly 2 years since I've installed it for the first time. I don't remember such long loading times. What the hell is happening? Come on, game. Load faster. I know that it's a long travel to the abandoned keep. Still though, wow.
Nice place.
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of Duntine.
Is it, though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive. So aware. Honestly, what did Detlaff ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
You nervous?
Mm-hmm. It's always a bit nerve-wracking meeting an ex. Especially so when said ex is a vampire.
I doubt he'll be in the mood for jests.
I know.
May I be honest? Yes, I'm nervous. I really would prefer just to run off.
I gave my word I would help, I know.
But how much is that worth?
Yet I owe him this meeting. And that is that.
Let's get ready. Detlaff will be here any moment now.
Syanna, I have a question I must ask you. Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse?
Detlaff, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part.
What?
The ribbon
But
saved her.
how?
If you're wondering what happened. I have literally no clue what's happening with the animation. Why is it stuttering? Why is that long time?
The ribbon.
Loading time.
Ha! Seems I've been fooled again. She will pay for this, sooner or later. She will pay! You never should have meddled with her!
Come on! Don't ruin the fun. There was that lovely sound that a strong alcohol was used, and we have a last few moments of preparation. while the two guys over there are fighting. I can actually even save my game to a new slot if I want, or do anything really. Attempt to solve the reason for all these lags, for example, would be nice, although I really have absolutely no clue what's wrong. Let me open this. I cannot answer that question at the moment, Oscar, because I haven't decided, mate. The moment I decide when, how, and why, I'll do my best to announce it and schedule an event, mate. Okay. Wanna know why? Okay, the potions are gone. That was probably some very weird delay caused by I don't know what. Applying all of these decoctions once again, applying the Tony oil because it wouldn't expire. I would probably apply the black blood as well. Then again, let's do another quick save before I'm ready to jump. And yep, that's the optional quest. Prepare for the fight. I've already prepared. I don't think there is anything else I can do. Oh, of course. Okay, let's do this. I believe he's supposed to be vampire, and that's something I've never checked. But let's rely on my blind luck. Now, this is really a ton of saves, a ton of buffs. Quick glance, if you guys are curious, look at that base damage, and just everything has been buffed up through the hell. Okay, I'm ready. I hope I won't fail, because if I do, this cinematic will play over and over and over every time I fail the fight. It's easy, but also very tricky. There is one mechanic during the boss fight that can nearly one-shot me.
I want you just for that. You tricked me, both of you.
Didn't plan any of it.
Wow, that was quick.
If you acknowledge any gods, start praying now.
Oh, this is the one-shot mechanic. And as you can see, I just barely survive it. Wow. I need to do the... There we go. Oh, crap. That wasn't really good enough. Man. Oh, I did it! Okay. That quick? Into the third phase already? That's true. I do have an overpowered build. But don't worry, this is just the final boss fight. There is a lot more after that. And a very, very quick note, by the way. If something wrong happens with the live stream, there is a severe storm here. Now I don't need to bother with that red weird creature. I just need to escape it because it can very quickly hurt me. What I need to do is play with these things. If I keep killing the creature, by the way, it will just keep respawning. So it's probably best to not bother with it. Oh, that was dangerous. I need to kill 2 more of these. I want to call them hearts. I'm not really sure what they are. And the creature is fairly simple to avoid, by the way. Whoops. Yeah, it is easy. I mean, okay, it looks easy. I don't think a new person can actually do it that quick and that easy. I don't want to prize myself, but it's an absolutely amazing fight. I, by the way, have the very first video of my very first fight with the boss, and I very strongly suggest you guys take a look at it. It's a much longer fight because I'm much bigger noob. My build is not so strong, and you get to see each one of the mechanics several times. I love Ciri. I would like to see her in a standalone game in the Witcher universe as soon as possible. She's a lovely character, and I very easily connected Ciri from the games, from the game with Ciri from the books.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
He's not gone yet. Remember, only a higher vampire can kill another higher vampire.
Ay, caramba!
Maybe to keep the drama on specifically for that scene, I could have turned off the subscription notifications, but since I don't actually have it on my second screen, the preview is disabled. Thank you guys and welcome. I need to research what's happening with the loading screens. I haven't played the game since the last live stream because I was in an instance, so I couldn't, even if I wanted to. I'm not really sure if it's something related to my PC, which I don't think is the reason. Hey, Natasha. Could be something related to OBS. But yeah, I apologize for this loading, long loading screen. It's not supposed to be that long. Could be something related to the update that GOG just installed. The GOG client had to update. Look at that. Wow. This is an SSD. Come on. Wake up. Not for now. It's way over my price range and capabilities. I would love to have one of these extremely powerful CPUs for rendering. It's been a dream of mine to have a standalone rendering and streaming PC. But I don't think it will happen anytime soon because I would need probably over $2,000 by a rough estimate. And when I decide to do that, when I have the kind of money, it will definitely be a very strong PC that will be good for a few years into the future. I'm gonna restart the game, and when I get the first chance, this isn't possible.
My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Well, I answered that question. Give me a choice, guys. One or two. What do you think I should do? Now the question was, what's my job? I work in architecture. I'm an architect, and I've been for the last 11 years, since before I actually graduated and finished college. Well, we call it university here, actually. I don't know if you guys make difference between college and university, but ours here are universities. So, yeah. What do you think I should choose? Not about to debate taste or used to wearing something different? Please, everybody, go for number 2. I'm kind of manipulating the vote here because I don't like dressing up my Geralt in fancy clothing, and I usually avoided those options in the quest that I've been doing. Here in the walkthrough and in the previous one for Hearts of Stone, where we visited a special wedding, and in the new game basic playthrough that I did in the background, I could call it. Okay, number 2 it is, yes. Thank you for supporting my option, my choosing.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else, which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
Look at the
I've had
pause
no
Geralt
reprieve
is
either.
sitting in. He can
And I
barely
keep
fit
thinking
into
of the
this
last great
nasty
virtue,
thing.
compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Syanna planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Syanna's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Detlaff. Perhaps we missed something.
Okay, I would like to give you a choice here, guys, but I would also like to show you the extra piece of the story. So I don't know if I should really allow you to vote here for going to the bootleg boy or not going to him. Let's go for number 4 first. Do I use any mods? Hi Kisnar, no mate. I've tried several mods in the past, well, roughly 2 years, just to see their effect. But I've always preferred the pure game. I don't even use mods that would enhance my gameplay, such as unlimited inventory space, or the best one that I've heard of, allowing you to, I don't know its name, but it's a mod allowing you to teleport yourself to any place from any place, which means I don't have to hunt for post signs. No,
Regis,
I'm not using
bootblack
this or
didn't
any
say
other
anything
mod.
about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters, what's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Detlaff the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
Okay, as I said, I'm going for number 1. You're right. We need to talk to the bootleg boy. Let's go. Number 2 is exactly the same, but it will actually allow me to stop and reload the game, which I think I want to do in order to
Could be worth
attempt to
checking with the bootblack
get rid of
again.
the annoying loading
Meet you
issues.
by a stand.
Fine. I shall await you there. Shoot the breeze with the charming lad to pass the time.
The bootblack? In the lower city? Intend to soil my masterpiece in the city's gutters?
Promise to be careful.
So, talk to the bootleg is still an option. And I'm gonna do another save and restart the game. So please bear with me for just a couple seconds. I might turn on the webcam so you can watch my ugly mug while I'm reloading. There is a syncing cloud process at the moment, which has been bugged, at least on my client, for the last few days. It's been unable to sync the saves to the cloud on GOG Galaxy. The auto-apply oils is fun, but I find that an extra challenge, and I find it even more fun when I actually forget to apply the oil, and I can tell that I've forgotten because the oils I'm using are all superior versions, which means they give me about 50% increase of damage, and I can tell when I don't have the appropriate oil for a known creature, of course. If I'm fighting an unknown creature, I might not know what type of a creature exactly it would be. The last stream, you mean the Fableland? Yes, it's an absolutely fantastic place to visit with so many cool jokes and references and Easter eggs. And that cauldron at the end where the rainbow finishes, I didn't know about that. It was something new for me, even though I've claimed to have seen pretty much everything in the game. Now let's hope the loading screens would be shorter or normal, basically. It should be normal. This one, the first one, doesn't count. Right, let's go to the bootleg. There is, spoiler alert, there is a fist fight incoming, which I don't know if I want to bother winning because it takes valuable time. But why not? The big bad wolf speaking with a very strong French accent is really the best part, yeah. I think I've mentioned that during the stream the other day. It was also a surprise. So very much typical big bad wolf in a typical Witcher style. And there are a few more fable or fairy tales references in the books that I don't remember ever seeing in this or any of the other games about The Witcher. Oh, look at that, I've killed someone or something and I never looted them. That's fine. I could have used Roach, please don't judge me too harsh. Could have used Roach here to speed things up. But I really love the design that they've done with the city, especially after I had a chance to see that behind the scenes how
I agree completely, young
Vulkk
man.
was created.
Lois is clearly more adhesive than Loam.
Oh, they have a
Isn't
conversation
that
here.
the truth? I noticed it myself. But clay? Now that's a real pickle to clean off.
Greetings, Geralt.
The hell? Price list, okay. Let's see. Cleaning breastplate, 15 crowns. Knee plates, 15 crowns. Cleaning knights, girdles and other leather accessories, 30 crowns. If boots are cleaned as well. And 20 crowns if boots are not cleaned. So it's worth having everything cleaned. What the hell? That's weird. Okay. Talk to me, boy.
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here
Normal
for a
loading
spiffing?
time. I'm happy to see that.
Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Come
Guess
on.
they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
How's business?
Well enough, I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Hey, Kun.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information'll cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
That's a good boy. Don't tell when you're not asked.
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard.
That kid is playing with me.
Where'd they get the letters? They pick them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that bootshine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
I hawked up a bit of
So, without looking at the map, let's see. They say up the stairs and then to your right. But no, it's actually to the left.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it?
This is a decent district.
What's that now? More trouble? Of course.
You?
Oh,
What do you
no
want?
loading
To
time.
talk.
That's fantastic.
Here, that's a waste of
I think I
breath.
know what's causing
We've
it.
tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor, fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
Okay, I thought there is an option here to fight or not to fight.
Any last
Okay, maybe
words?
not.
My spirit is willing as my flesh is weak.
This will be long. Or maybe not that long. Okay, one more. It's important to isolate them and force them to attack you one by one. Or at least you attack them one by one.
Try me.
Oh, dude, you're taunting me, really? Why did I think that... Oh, wait, the third one was actually the owner. Hey, I'm good at the
All
fist
right.
fights, sometimes.
I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your help.
Grand and glorious
Tried
day
to
you've
reason
had.
with them, but
Tell us
they
why.
beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the bootblack in Rue de Garl.
The bootblack? A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Now, I have to be honest, actually, that's the second fist fight that I'm doing for the walkthrough series of Blood and Wine. The first one I failed miserably. I can't remember where was it. I remember it was in the very beginning, though. And yes, they beat me silly. I refused to relog and teach them a lesson.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
Oh, I envy you. Damn, your working week is over, damn it. I wish mine was too.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold, and we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
Option 1 or option 2, guys? Come on, this is a relatively important choice. And while this is happening, while you get to choose 1 or 2 for me and for my Geralt, let me do a very quick recap. Remember that we've had 4 victims. We stopped the killer Detlaff. That was the final boss fight that I actually did in the beginning of today's live stream. However, there is a lot more drama to be seen, so don't worry, the game is far from over. I think number 1 has a very serious lead so far. If anybody else wants to vote, now would be a good time, a few more seconds, and we'll go for number 1, as it seems. As a matter of fact, I've won every single fist fight and I've completed every one of the fighting quests. Of course, I do fail from time to time. I have to admit that, yeah. But I don't enjoy fist fights in Deathmarch because they take far too long, and one silly mistake, one lousy move, and you can get one-shotted. Because the opponents actually hit so very hard, while at the same time Geralt is as sloppy as hell. Okay, number 1 it is.
It's a matter of importance to the Duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
The 5th victim will be related with compassion.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Syanna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detlaff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter's ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detlaff's last victim. Syanna planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Syanna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Syanna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Think it's a good idea? After all, we foiled her carefully planned scheme. Think she'll even want to?
Talk to you? Would it harm you in any way to try? Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Syanna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her.
Okay, let's go.
Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detlaff and his minions rampage.
Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Syanna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
She treated Detlaff cruelly.
Caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
It is an optional quest again to go talk to Syanna, but I think I will literally rob you from the opportunity to see a very interesting conversation if I don't go to speak to her. Roach! Where are you, girl? There you are. While I'm traveling from one point to another, let me tell you, I believe, because the game doesn't like switching to this screen and that screen, even though I'm running on window borderless, which means I can browse through my 4 screens at any given time when I want to. It doesn't like that, and I think that's what's causing the long loading times. What I did is just restarted the game, and ever since I've not actually clicked on any of my other screens where I've got OBS, chat, and other things like that. And it has been working normally now. No, it's not the boy horse. Roach is a female. Even though Roach doesn't sound female, I don't know who and why decided that the English name of the horse would be Roach. And yes, I know that Roach speaks with a male voice in that one special side quest, which I have as a video, in case you're curious to check it out. I don't remember its name though, but it's one of the most funniest quests of the whole expansion. And it's actually quite a long one. It's not just about the horse speaking.
Halt!
Need to see Syanna, urgently.
In the matter of?
Oh, you did? Okay.
Need to interrogate her. New facts have come to light. Need them explained. Seems she was planning your Duchess's assassination.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
Now please, everybody who wants to have an impact on the very ending of the story, be ready to cast your vote, guys. There is going to be 1 or 2 options where I'll ask for you to decide what I'm going to do.
The Witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the 5th victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Detlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Syanna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Here you go. Option for you guys, the first task. Curse of the Black Sun, because you envy her, or because she turned her back on you, forgot about you. Now remember, these choices will actually have impact on the very last moment of the story and the final outcome. If you know what's happening, you know what to choose. If you don't know, just choose anything and things will just unfold before you. I've got absolutely all of the versions of the endings available as videos in my Best Moments series, which is linked below in the video description if you want to see the other endings. And now you get to choose. What should it be? Slight advantage for number 3 so far. I mean, really slight advantage. Don't bother with the spam in the chat. Don't, just enjoy the story. I'll take care of the spam. Think number 3 option prevails. Let's go for number 3. If you guys want to cast your vote for the next option, just please be quicker. I don't want to waste too much time on these. And at the same time, I would like to give more of you a chance to vote in case you want to have an impact on the story and see your favorite ending if you know what it is, or just have an impact and alter Geralt's decisions to your personal taste.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
One more choice, 1, 2, or 3. Let's make it quicker, please. Honesty, finally. Second option is ever thought to forgive her. Or third option, think I've had enough and just go away. What do you think Geralt should do next? The funny thing is, here, just like with the original game, many times you actually make a choice in a dialogue or a very casual, what you believe to be casual side quest. And at the end, it turns out that this thing has an impact to the overall ending of the story. That's how the original Wild Hunt has 36 different endings. The lightning, yes, I agree. It's not just the lightning, everything is amazing. And bear in mind that this game was released 2 years ago, which means it's created even earlier than this, and it still looks amazing. I think probably most of you guys want number 1. Yes, number 1.
At least you're being honest, finally.
Lying only ever makes sense when there's a chance someone will believe you. It's actually refreshing, in a way, to say what I truly think. So why don't I do it a bit more? I was only ever nice to you to get you to sleep with me. I thought you might come in handy one day. Your comrade Regis is using you, and Anna Henrietta perceives you solely as her unthinking, blunt instrument. She's right to, you know.
Okay, once again, quick question. I have to admit, not all of these questions really do impact the story. But I won't tell you which ones are impactful and which ones do what. That's what they say. Honestly, I haven't replayed it 36 times to see all of the different endings, but yes, CD Projekt Red officially claimed multiple times, by the way, that the story of Wild Hunt has 36 different endings. It's not just the ending related to Ciri and Geralt, but all of the other characters, like, for example, Dudu, Orson Jr., I don't know, Filippo, if you will, Kira, for example, Triss, Yennefer, all of these actually do count as different kinds of endings. I think number 2 is winning here, right? Yep.
Enjoy hurting people? That it? Sorry, but won't give you the satisfaction. The Witcher mutations, you know. It's hard to draw my blood.
Don't worry. I'll find a way.
Have a nice life, Syanna.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Quick and very important choice yet again. I feel like I feel like I'm playing one of those special animated games, the episodic games from Telltale. You know, where you have the only thing you have to do is actually make a choice during dialogues and maybe here and there explore some scenes and just pick up some items. What do you think I should do? Number one definitely has a lead. This actually, no, I'm not telling you what it does, but I think so far number two definitely has a big lead. Let's go with number three. I'm giving you guys a couple more seconds to decide.
Face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
Do we go to the ceremony or do we tell him about Syanna's plan and the fifth victim? No more, that's plenty of twos, I think. Everybody wants to tell him what's happening.
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detlaff and Syanna's fifth victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
Don't get bored now. More important choices coming during the ceremony and after it. That's a much more acceptable loading time.
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition.
5,000.
I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table.
The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Choices, 1, 2, or 3. And, Kun, if you move here to Bulgaria, there are plenty of cool and awesome things that you can witness. Like, for example, the change of seasons. Yesterday it was feeling like 30 degrees under the shadows. And today we've got storms, very heavy showers, and it's quite cool, and not cool, but even cold, I should say. So I think you guys are going for number 3. Ooh. We are telling her because we want to see her reaction regarding her sister and her own sister's betrayal. Okay, going with 3.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Syanna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Detlaff. You were to be the beast's 5th victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
I do not believe it.
No, actually, our weather here is much better than the one you have on the island.
In a
guys.
moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
It's a very weird way she pronounces Sylvia with an F. And yes, there is almost no fog here. That's one of the best perks about the weather, I suppose. Look at the pause. She's taking that pause again.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
Choose for me 1 or 2. Duchess asked me to stay, or free to do as I choose. Well, in both cases, Geralt is going to stay. But you get to choose what he is saying. That's a very quick vote for just a few seconds. And yes, one last thing to finish the topic about the weather and conditions here. I truly and really love the 4 completely different seasons that we've got here. Ooh, everybody's going for 1. Okay, 1. It is 1. Okay, you convinced me.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Detlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
What will he say? This one is important now. And because nobody said nothing after the previous voting, I have to be careful how I'm counting the votes. Syanna should be punished like any criminal. Or the good of the duchy, that's what matters most. What should Geralt choose to say, and what sentence will Geralt advise? Oh, that's a conflicted option now. Wow. Oh yes, slight advantage for number 2 from those of you guys who voted so far. That's it? Nobody else cares to vote? Okay, I think, yep, number 2 is the winning.
Your Grace, as head of state, you should look first and foremost after your dominion. Syanna's actions, what drove them, be damned. She's a threat to your subjects.
You are correct. They are what matters. I must not forget this. Syanna, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you.
Thank you.
Will you forgive me?
That's it. The most dramatic scene in the whole expansion. After the orphanage.
I shall never forgive you.
That's a lot of no's and curses. Wow, this is a tragic scene. Why am I laughing? So inappropriate.
Need some flowers. A wreath, or...
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do. Should come as no shock, sir. Had the funeral, folk took it all. Men, women, children, all wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli. But she liked common roses best. I know, her ladies-in-waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister. How could it happen?
I don't think this is so important, so let's not waste time and ask you guys.
Anna Henrietta wanted to believe there was still hope for Syanna, that she'd show remorse. She reached a hand out to her. Too soon. Too trusting.
I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
Wait here. Take these.
Thought you were out of flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
That's one of the things that we together have chosen differently, guys. Just like Sir Ravix is saying. The other thing is one of the dialogue options during the chat with Syanna up in the tower where she was locked. This was another choice that we together made, what, 10 minutes ago or so? And yes, this is the sad ending. There are different versions of endings, and if my memory serves me well, we're not going to see Dandelion in this one. There is a different ending, and I believe it's 100% ending if you choose the Unseen Elder, or at least that's what my memory tells me. But anyway, the other ending, a small spoiler alert obviously, is involving Dandelion, Prison, and Geralt not exactly ending up as a hero. So, the story has not finished yet, and even after we finish the story, there is one special scene that we definitely want to see. I personally have not seen it before on my own game. I've seen it on videos on YouTube. Simply because I haven't made that choice previously. Oh wait, that's 100 steps. Okay, it's close enough. Yeah, I loved reading and experiencing your reaction, guys, to what we just witnessed, the double murder here. Or the double death.
What do you want?
I kind of wish I could really experience that for the first time. I have to admit, based on my memories from about a year ago, I was truly shocked to see what happened here. This was what I saw the first time I played through Blood and Wine. This was the exact ending that I witnessed for myself the first time.
Witcher,
it really is shocking.
I was certain you'd departed.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was...
wondrous.
Hey, Harley.
Beautiful. Good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one expected Syanna to do that, persist to the end. And none of us did anything to stop her. 'Cause there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for blame. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. Go inside then. She lies in the ducal crypt. In one room with her murderer. Despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Syanna's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Henrietta.
What do you want me to do? Place the flowers on both of the graves for the two sisters who are buried next to each other, or place the flowers just on the Anna Henrietta's grave? Which means, do we still honor the death of Syanna, or do we forever curse her? At this point, I don't really remember if this has any difference, probably just a couple of lines during the dialogue. I'm a little confused of who is expected to appear here. I don't know if maybe we can see Dandelion? We'll see in a moment. By the way, thank you for subscribing, Harley. You've been part of my streams a lot lately. Number one it is.
And all this, what did it bring you? Rest in peace.
That's Syanna's sarcophagus. No flowers whatsoever.
regret it ended this way, that I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Regis it is.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you'll never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
All those deaths I failed to prevent. Feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more. Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately, chaos rules here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Donna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
Always seemed to me you were a very complicated creature by nature. Not one to resort to such simple methods like drinking your worries away.
There exist worries for which they're quite simply, it's no other medicine.
Whatever you say about Syanna, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more, philosophical, pausing from time to time to reflect on the propriety of her actions.
True.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moonlight makes...
It's optional, but I will obey it. Where are these things now? Are they here? Quest items? Yes, they are. Mask and gloves for picking mandrake.
Oh, so dreamy.
Ooh, I kind of look like a
Penny for your
Vicuvaro.
thoughts. Let me guess.
Hey,
Succubus
don't
twins?
leave fire just like that in the
No,
woods.
I was thinking about... Oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
One and two. He's gone silent. Have you noticed that? Where are you, vampire? No, I like the bear armor. Come on.
Now
What's
where'd
wrong
that
with it?
bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all. Damn it, where'd you go?
That's where he's gone.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
You raise your hand against the vampire! You shall die for that!
I did what I had to do!
Detlaff is dead! The unseen shall never...
Come on, finish her. He's yours. Sexy. Not in the legendary version, by the way. I don't like most of the sets in their legendary version.
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Tell me, guys, probably for the last time, what should I choose? What is Geralt planning to do? Yes, think I'll settle down there for good at the vineyard. No, I was made to kill monsters. Or, I don't know yet. And yep, the personal drama involving Regis. Those of you who haven't seen my previous parts of the walkthrough, I call him Regis because that's the translation in the Bulgarian books, and I'm way too used to that. So yeah, the personal drama of Regis and the choice he made by supporting Geralt and aiming and helping him kill Detlaff forever doomed him or damned him in the vampire society. That's why those two Bruxas were attacking him in the woods a few minutes ago. I think it's a conflicted choice now. What do we do? 1, 2, or 3? I think 2 is leading so far. I was made to kill monsters. And you should very, very closely pay attention to the last scene of this cinematic, to the last frame, if you will. Yeah, anybody here from Team Triss? Or, I don't know why, but I always love to support Team Shani as well. I know that only Yennefer and Triss are the constant romantic options, as in Geralt can lay with others, such as Kira and Shani, for example. But the only constant companions in his romantic relationships are only available for Triss or Yennefer. Yep, I'm going in number 2, guys. That seems to be the winner from those of you who wanted to vote.
No, just not the life for me. Sure, might stop by there occasionally, stay the winter, fill up on wine. But I'd rather keep moving. It's not a choice being a witcher. And once you are one, you're one for life. You can't just step off the path. Besides, plenty of work left for me in the world. Ghouls aren't gonna kill themselves.
Rather droll, isn't it, that each time we meet, something harrowing must happen? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vulkk.
Oh, our encounter with Vulkk. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vulkk?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though.
Thank you, by the way, Harley Quinn, for the support. I appreciate that.
What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view.
It is on a sale for GOG as well. 50%, I believe.
I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
That look and that smile. Okay. This was the end. There is one more scene, so don't go away. But during this lovely song where I want to actually admire first the cinematics and then the team from CD Projekt Red that created such a masterpiece, which is for the price that Blood and Wine costed when it released 1 year ago. It's the amount of content worth 3 full released AAA games, or at least what others would call those 3 full games. Right, so I don't think there is much that I could or should say about The Witcher 3 or specifically about the expansion that I haven't said yet. However, I would like to point you out to an article, a blog post that I've shared a couple of days ago on my website, which is kind of related to my passion for The Witcher 3, why I love that game, how I actually met with the Witcher universe as a whole, not just with the game. It was a very random event. And as well, a few words about the achievements of The Witcher, the accolades, and the 2nd anniversary, which was on 19th May last month. My personal anniversary with the game will be sometime in August, I believe in the very beginning of August, but I don't really remember which date exactly. I will have to go back and check it. I believe the first stream I did and the first gameplay of The Witcher 3 I did was on my 2nd YouTube channel. With that said, we do have one more special scene and one more special guest to witness and welcome at Corvo Bianco. Shall we go do that?
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Yes, I know that you would love to go home. Let's go home and see what exactly is awaiting us there. Can't really say more without really spoiling absolutely everything. Who or what we're going to see there, I've given you guys hints, so probably some of you would know who will be here at Corvo Bianco, based on my previous choices, of course, on the original game, nothing about the expansions. So this scene here is a follow-up to what happens during the original game.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Unexpected as ever. And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky, like some shitty two-crown romance.
Brought quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Huh. Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. Which is why I came here.
Liking Toussaint so far?
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
Might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drinks. At regular intervals.
Bring you whatever you want. You know, feels kinda strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard. Good enough?
Yes. Although, there's one thing missing.
Namely?
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white, has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
Oh yeah, the unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet. Bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten? It was at a vernissage in Barnard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
So, talk again later?
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
And with this, yet again, I'm almost done. I want to show you one last little trick that I don't know if many of you guys have caught it, but you go into the home, and yes, please don't curse me too much, but I haven't spent all of the money possible to upgrade the Corvo Bianco in this save, because I didn't need it. First, yep, that's a letter from Regis, and he explains what he's given me, the gift. I will not read it out loud. It's actually, yep, as you can see, quite a lengthy letter, but if you still have things to do, or if you do that in your normal game before you start New Game Plus, this gift will actually be extremely useful. The Muta Generator. The Muta Generator is a very cool tool that can help you boost your powers and upgrade your mutagens very nicely. Now, let's see, can I actually lie on the bed? Do I need to be on that side? There we go. Now, we're doing a small meditation cycle just until the next morning. And see what happens. Oh, come on! Damn you, it didn't happen. Let's do it again. Sorry, just give me those few seconds. I give up. Okay, I'll tell you what's supposed to happen, but I don't know why it didn't. When you wake up in the morning after having slept in your bed, you're supposed to wake up together with Yennefer. Or, of course, with Triss, depending on what choices you've made the previous time. And yes, there is that horse upgrade that's well rested. It's given to you for 1 hour if you upgrade the Corvo Bianco. This was the ending of part 5 and the last part of my, for now, last and final walkthrough series for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. I love the game so much that it's very likely in a month or two, especially when more news start rolling out about the upcoming Witcher TV series, I will very likely start my 6th playthrough. I don't think I'll do it live on stream because I see no point in replaying it for you guys. The game will probably be 2.5, maybe 3 years old by then. And before all of you are gone, I would like to say a special thanks to all of you who joined me for all of these live streams. And even bigger thanks to those of you who never before played or seen the game or never cared about it, but you respected me and you supported me to join here. And I would be extremely happy if some of you actually pick up the game because it's embarrassingly cheap for the amount of content and entertainment that it offers. Please, if you attempt to start this game, don't go unprepared. I've spoken a little bit about that in my blog post from a couple days ago. Don't start The Witcher 3 if you don't have the time to play it. It's a very long game, and if you don't like it, that's fine. But if you do like it, you need to be prepared to spend between at least 50 and 150 hours. This save is currently on 81 hours and 50 minutes, and I have to tell you that I have not done about 60% of the content in Blood and Wine, and about that amount, 60 or maybe 70% of the side content available in Hearts of Stone. I've also not done a huge ton of the side quests from the original game, so 81 hours is the bare minimum you can get away with. Of course, if you play on a lower difficulty, you could probably just do the main quest of the game and not bother with crafting, with mutagens, with gear sets, with side quests or other things like that. The story of the game is fantastic, and if any of you guys got inspired by my videos or my walkthroughs or any related content to The Witcher on my website and YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it if you stop by and say, hey dude, you were right, this game is really good. In terms of my next plans, I think Friday or Saturday there will be a live stream for Star Wars The Old Republic. Right now I'm planning a discussion and analysis with you live of the roadmap, because we do have more things to say. And I will make a huge attempt to finish leveling my bounty hunter, the mercenary that I've started so long ago, actually 1 year ago. Shortly after that, my next long life walkthrough series will be my New Game Plus for Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm currently on about 88 or 89% completion of my first save, and I have a few more annoying tasks that I particularly don't care too much about, but I want to finish them just for the completion's sake. With that said, once again, thank you everybody for joining. Please remember to like the video if you have enjoyed it. If not, you can dislike it, but at least tell me what was wrong with it. Don't say the accent, it doesn't count. That's something I can't fix. Good night, guys. Until the next time.
The sheep are in the meadow and the kine are in the the lies are long in thy bed, Bonnie at home. The sheep are in the meadow and the kine are in the court. The lies are long in thy bed, Bonnie at home. Bonnie at home.